Joseph Hall once said, "A reputation once broken may possibly be repaired, but the world will always keep their eyes on the spot where the crack was." Following the September 11th attacks and Operation Iraqi Freedom, the international community witnessed a web of entangled lies regarding Iraq. But the Iraq War was to have equal negative consequences to both Iraq and the U.S.'s reputation. 4 days after the September 11th attacks, the President and his national security team met at Camp David to discuss the response to 9/11. The briefing materials that Rumsfeld and Wolfowitz brought offered 3 targets in the war on terrorism: Al-Qaeda, Afghanistan's Taliban, and Iraq. For the first time in over a decade, the U.S. faced an undefined threat shaped in the form of terrorist cells in the Middle East. In an attempt to rally American support behind his decision, Bush sought to incite Americans into a flurry of hatred against those he believed to be the perpetrators of 9/11. He further stated his belief that Iraq had somehow been a component of the 9/11 terrorist attacks and therefore posed a direct threat to U.S. and her allies. In an effort to justify the ill-defined threat, Bush called for the liberation of Iraq from the tyranny of Saddam's unforgiving and bloodthirsty government, where Iraqis experienced numerous human rights violations by the Saddam regime, and the destruction of all the alleged weapons of mass destruction, claiming Saddam was not only supporting and training terrorists, but was an active member of Al-Qaeda. In January 2005, the Iraqi people became eligible for their first democratic election. Though some good was done within Iraq's borders, many of the original claims surrounding Operation Iraqi Freedom that the Bush administration made never came to light, leaving the real reason behind the Iraq War blurred and unclear due to the lies of the governmental administration and media. The U.S. failure to obtain credible and instrumental intelligence regarding the war in Iraq led Bush to redefine Operation Iraqi Freedom as just a simple stepping stone in the war on terror. Recently, scholars have traced America's response to 9/11 via the Iraq War and their decision to attempt to instill a parliamentary democracy in the Middle East as key factors leading to the reopening of Abu Ghraib and the repercussions that followed. Today, the Iraq War, which remains an unsanctioned action by the UN Security Council, and the atrocities committed at Abu Ghraib leave a dark blotch on America's international reputation.